Hey friends, hope you're doing well. So I just wanted to say a few words about the home study program, the 200-hour home study program, and why we have decided to take our traditional Hatha Yoga, Moon, Sun, Fire 200-hour YTT and repackage it and repurpose it into a home study program that you can do on your own, in your own way, in your own pace. Why would we do that? The answer is simple. It's because the yoga world is a complete fucking mess, and we cannot rely on drop-in classes at studios to A, get educated about yoga, and B, actually evolve. It's not going to happen. What's being taught, offered in studios worldwide is absolute crap. That's just a fact. That's just what's going on. And at the same time, not everybody has the opportunity, has the time, has the finances to be able to go away to Bali or wherever for a month and do an intensive, a YTT. But that doesn't mean that people shouldn't still have an opportunity to study these amazing teachings, the true teachings of Hatha Yoga, teachings that will change your life as they have changed mine and many, many others. Because these teachings are for everyone. They're not just for people who want to teach. These teachings belong to the people. It's always been that way. From the very, very beginning, these teachings have belonged to the people to help us thrive in human life, to bring forward our own unique aspect of excellence, and more than that, divinity, our own divine spark. But what's being offered from the top down is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. I've been saying this for years, if not decades. And I know some of you don't like it, but that's just a fact, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And the proof is in the pudding. How many of you are really, truly evolving just going to daily drop-in classes at your studios? Even if the studios are teaching correct yoga, and I'm not talking about asana because yoga and asana are worlds apart. You can be a fantastic asana practitioner. You can practice asana every day of your life and never touch the spirit of yoga ever. And conversely, you can never do a day of asana in your life and you can be a powerhouse yogi, because yoga and asana are not the same thing. Not only that, when we start to look at what asana is being taught, what we come to see is that the majority prioritize standing poses, which are not older than 100 years old. They were grafted on to traditional asana, which are floor postures. Get close to the floor. Why? Because you're more stable. So the standing postures were grafted on to traditional asanas by Krishnamacharya 100 years ago as a way to make asana more palatable and more accessible to the broader yoga community that was starting to pick up traction in the Mysore Palace where Krishnamacharya was teaching. People were coming from all over. And in addition to people coming from all over to study yoga, the Raj of the Mysore Palace was bringing in gymnasts from Europe. And so Krishnamacharya saw what these gymnasts were doing, and he took some of those moves and he grafted them onto asana. But these days, we have most studios prioritizing the standing poses, which are not real asanas. Asana is not real yoga, and standing poses are not real asana. Do you see what I mean? Folks, when I look through Instagram, I look for the blue checkmark yogis. I look for the ones who are supposedly the gurus, the ones who are at the head of their game that we should all be aspiring to. And you see the reels, and 9 times out of 10, it's something like this. It's warrior 1 to warrior 2, one breath, reverse warrior to side angle pose, pivot and fold over the front leg, then move into a twist or a half moon revolved version. Some fucking junk like that. Let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got a back bend, a lateral, another lateral, a forward fold, and then a twist. It's like putting people's prana into a blender and just turning it on high. And for those who know anything about yoga, the teachings of yoga, you will know that whatever you do to your prana, you do to your mind because of the positioning of the pranamaya kosha. Right in between the body and the mind is the pranamaya kosha. So whatever we do to our prana, we do to our body, but we do to our mind. So it's like putting our mind in a fucking blender. When we see all of these pose categories which have energetic impacts, that's what asana is for. It's for creating energetic impact that will shape the mind. But if it's just one pose after another, this mixture, this just shocking mixture of non-traditional asanas thrown in a blender, it's completely fucking with people's minds. And we wonder why we don't have more strong meditators in the modern yoga world. It's because they can't meditate because their minds have been blended to fucking mush. That's a fact. So that's why we decided to make these teachings available to everyone. Because there's so many people out there, good people, great people, aspiring yogis and yoginis that genuinely want to evolve and can intuitively sense that there is something going on in yoga that has the potential to evolve us. And it does, but it has to be done right. It is a science. It's not just an opportunity to put some music on and flip around the mat and hang out with your mates. It's a spiritual practice and it's a science, and it has to be done exactly according to the methodology in order for it to be evolutionary. And this is why yogis and yoginis with the best intentions are not evolving. It's because it's not being taught properly in our studios, in our daily drop-in classes. And even if it is, this is what I was going to say before, even if it is just doing a few classes here and there, even if they are well structured, well sequenced, incorporate asana, pranayama, and meditation, making it an actual yoga class. Actual yoga class has to have those three things in it in order for it to be an actual yoga class, plus shavasana. I know some of you guys don't even offer shavasana. It's like, just we're done with the asana, we're done with the standing poses. If you want to do shavasana, then stick around. Man, I'm telling you, it's a fucking carnivore out there. It's a carnivore. And it breaks my heart, to be honest, because this tradition deserves better than this crap that's being offered, even by the blue checkmark famous yoga teachers. Don't follow the famous ones. They're the worst. So we want to empower you to be your own guru, to be your own teacher. This was the message of the masters, the message of Patanjali, the message of Buddha, the message of Krishna in the Gita. It's you do it. You empower yourself, rise up and be more powerful than your circumstances. God gave you that power, now use it. And these are the methods that allow us to access that divine spark that will allow us to rise up and be great and be stronger than our circumstances. It's never going to happen in studio classes. You have to figure out the methods that will allow you to do it yourself, to cultivate a strong, scientific, systematic, committed daily practice. It's the only way that yoga will evolve you. It's the only way. It doesn't matter how many drop-in classes you do. Even if you're doing 7 a week, they're going to be different classes, so they're not going to work. Practice needs to be designed specifically based on your unique life situation, where you are at on all levels, mentally, physically, pranically, spiritually. Where are you at? And the practice needs to meet that. And that will be a gritty process. Not entertaining. We're not looking for the bliss. The bliss comes later. The bliss comes in life when we're free of our fucking karma, when we're free of our stuff. Not in a 75-minute hip-hop yoga class. What fucking nonsense. And I say all this coming from the belly of the beast. I used to be that dude. For a decade, I was that dude in the skinny jeans and leotards and the Biggie Smalls on the stereo. Boom. All right, people. Namaste. What a joke. So I know I've been there. You have to do better than me. Don't waste 10 years of your life doing nothing but destroying your own nervous system and meditative capacity. And to all of the people that I taught when I was in that frame of mind, I'm really sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. And it's one of the reasons why I am so impassioned when I talk about this stuff, because I know how many people I've fucked up along the way because of what I was teaching, which was just utter crap. So I know, I've been there, I've been that, and I know it's crap, and it doesn't lead to good things. Do better than me. Study the true teachings. And this is a way that you can do it on your own. So you don't need anybody moving forward. You just need your practice. And that is the point. But first you need to learn how to truly practice. You need the science. And the science you're not going to get from the daily drop-in classes teaching fucking standing poses. It's not going to happen. So, here it is. This is the opportunity. Take it or leave it. But it's there. All of the teachings from the 200-hour training, the official one, they're in this home study program. Are you going to get a certificate at the end of it? No. Do you need a certificate? No. Yoga Alliance is a fucking scam. It's run by politicians and you don't need a Yoga Alliance certification. What you need is a strong ass self-practice. That is the magnetism that will draw towards you all of the opportunities and all of the students. If it is your destiny and your dharma to teach, your own self-practice will arrange life in your favor. It will bring the students, it will bring the jobs, and nothing will be able to stop that process. You don't need a certificate to teach this stuff. That is the biggest scam ever. I'm sure the sages are looking down on us just thinking, what are these lunatics doing? All you need is the teachings to assimilate, to digest, to embody the teachings, and then your own self-practice. That's the fucking certificate. That's what you need. And that's all you need. Hey, if you want a certificate, great. That's okay too. No shame in that. What I'm saying is you don't need it. I've never hired anyone based on a resume or a certificate. It's just fucking feeling, you know? I can feel if someone is a genuine practitioner or if they're just speaking a big game. With all of I did the 200 hour, the 500 hour, the 600 hour, the 90, 100 hour. Look how many hours I've done. I started with this teacher and that one and that one. Who fucking cares? I can tell you're not practicing. I can see it in your eyes. You got no glow in your skin. It's not about certificates. It's about self-practice. That is the truth. That's the only certificate a true yogi, a true yogini will ever need. So this is just our offering to help you guys who want to sink your teeth into some true teachings be able to do that. Here's the meal. Here's the feast. Get stuck into it. So as you have probably seen, we are offering this 200-hour home study program just for the next week up until the 20th for $1,008. After that, it's going to bump up to $1,799. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, you've got 7 days to get off the fence and get into some proper practice and study. God bless you all. Namaste.